Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Aurora Zoo. And today we are kind of finishing up a little bit of details in the bird area of the zoo. I don't know what else to call the sections of our zoo, because it's what all the sections are like. They have similar animals, right? So it's like bird section, cat section, aquatic section. I don't know what else to call them, but anyway, this is the bird section of our zoo. And I took the custom supports for the monorail track that we did over near the festive gift shop, and I wanted to put it over here because the track is it's really visible to the guests. So I figured it would look a lot better than using the kind of default built-in supports. So this is something I think I want to do throughout the zoo, anywhere where the monorail track is like really visible to the guests, especially like these parts where it goes like right over the path or right next to the path. I just think it looks like so much better. So basically in this video, this time lapse, I am doing all these like little details around here. Most of this I think is these custom supports here, but also the building in the background right there is the new peafowl and flamingo habitat. Both habitats are in the same building, and we did we did all of that building on stream. If you're ever interested in hanging out and building with us live in this zoo, make sure to head over to my Twitch channel. The link to that is always in the description below. But yeah, we would love to have you. It's always fun. I stream every Saturday, Sunday, and Tuesdays. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, so the only other thing I really do in the habitat is it needs a roof, and I do a little kind of like last minute detailing with the flamingo habitat actually, but we'll take a good look at that when we get into the real-time gameplay. Also did some like terrain work on the other side of this building because it's sort of the edge of the map, so I didn't really have any plans on building anything over there. So I was like, since the kind of thing we're going is like this secluded zoo in the mountains vibe, I figured, we'll just bring the little mountain range that we've been creating, and we'll bring it around the back of this area of the zoo. So we'll take a look at that as well. But here you go, you can see a little bit of the interior of the building, and it's pretty cool. It's like, I know the shape of the building is sort of generic. It's just like it's kind of a rectangle, but I think it's cool because it's actually on two different levels. So the peafowl habitat is actually a little bit higher, and then the guests walk out of it. They walk downstairs. There's like a little vending machine area. We have some conservation boards, and then they can walk into the flamingo habitat, which is this right here. But yeah, I was just adding some like lights around because I realized it was like pretty dark. I hadn't actually added any lights in the kind of in-between spot right there that's between both habitats. Usually we don't do too much lighting in habitats themselves, but because both of these are walkthrough habitats, we obviously needed some lights for the guests. Otherwise it'd be really dark and all that stuff. But yeah, there you can see our little sunken vending machine area. We got a toilet block in there as well because, figure it's necessary to have that. It pretty much, because like I said, we did almost, I would say 90% of this build we did on stream, so I didn't have like too much else to finish up. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I at least had something in a time lapse for you guys here, and I don't know what's going on there. I was having an issue with the roof apparently. Took me 3 times to place it, I guess. Oh yeah, the other thing I figured out, I totally forgot that these pieces existed. They came out with the aquatic pack, but they're these like just little kind of moss panel pieces. They are actually under the nature tab, but I found out that they don't actually count towards the plant coverage for the animals. And with which like that's huge because these things are like, they're gorgeous pieces. They're super detailed. They look really nice. And I don't know, I felt like the flamingo habitat needed something. You know, they don't really like a ton of plants. So what I did is I actually took these panels and I put them on the ground everywhere that isn't the path where the guests walk around. And I think it looks super cool. I don't know, you guys can let me know, but we'll obviously we're gonna look at that in the real-time gameplay. But yeah, that was like mind blown when I found that out, because that opens up like so many possibilities for this piece. But yeah, that pretty much does it for the time lapse. So let's go ahead and jump into the real-time gameplay. All right, guys, and here we are. This is the completed area you just saw in the time lapse. So there's the custom railings that we did for the monorail, and I really like it. Like I said, if you missed the episode with the festive gift shop, so you can see the same railings there. It goes all the way across to right here. So yeah, I think that's something I want to do. Like I said in the time lapse, something I want to do anywhere that the track is like really close to guests. So like for instance right here, I think it looks great. I like adding the little concrete piece down there because it, you know, as like the foundation, because you know you would have to actually have like some like a concrete foundation in order to hold up the weight of the tracks. But it came out really good. Especially I like the little arch here that goes over the path. It's just, yeah, I'm super happy with it. We also, during this was also during a live stream, we took our defroster, which is now the third time we've used this in the zoo, and I switched it up again. What's on the inside this time? It's a Mexalente, so the guests can come in and got some long grass going through there. Get themselves some food. They can use the bathroom if they'd like to. It's also raised up a little bit because, you know, I just think having like different levels and things of being like varied height just adds a little to the realism. So I think that looks super cool. Also, there wasn't anything over here. Like if you look, so like the guests, you know, we have the Southern Cassowary over here. We have our little hot chocolate stand, which is really just the Street Fox coffee. But if they walk this way, there isn't anything over here like guest services or anything like that. So the defroster seemed like the perfect thing to put in there, as it is for the rest of the zoo. We added it right here. We also have it. This is actually the original defroster right here. That's the original one. Now that I'm thinking about it, actually, we could use it. Oh no, we do have it over here. I totally forgot we put this here. Yeah, so we have it 4 times in our zoo now. We could probably, I don't know if there's really no room over here to add it, but the next area of the zoo we'll definitely keep adding the defroster. But yeah, this area turned out really nice, and we made a little sign for the peafowls and flamingos. I feel like the flamingos are they got a little left behind with the statues. They don't have any statues, not even any pink plastic like lawn ornament flamingos. So I feel like they got a little left out there. But actually made this sign first over here. So as you're coming out of the ostrich habitat there, so you go across the bridge. There's the sign, and then we've got our typical kind of log cabin entrance into the building there, sort of making sure we're keeping that theme together, even though like these buildings themselves are a little bit more generic. You know, they're meant to like be a like functioning building and not just like, oh, it's like got a cool shape or it's like got a modern shape. It's meant to be sort of just simple like that. I feel like that's in a way more realistic. But yeah, so I don't know. There's 2 ways we could go inside. We can go in we'll go in this side. Still haven't finished the custom supports under the track over here. Actually, the reason for this is originally I intended for the track to go through this habitat, because we've been doing that in a few habitats like the southern cassowary, the cheetahs, things like that. When we were building this, I actually just completely forgot. Yeah, I was building the building and it got to a point of no return. I was like, oh, totally did not plan for the track to go through the building. So yeah, it just kind of snakes back here between the buildings, goes over here, and then, you know, it'll connect up over here somewhere. But yeah, so we can head out into this way. There we go. And so here's our peafowl habitat. It's looking pretty spiffy, I must say. One of the things I really wanted to do was make sure that, because this building, one, is super huge, I wanted to make sure that it still felt open and not like really like enclosed and like claustrophobic. So instead of doing like a solid wall over here, we actually left this part open and then just did a glass wall here, which I mean, kind of looking at it now, I almost think we could take this glass wall out, and then it's like right here, this is the barrier, so we can maybe just bring that out over this way, right? And then just get rid of the glass altogether. I don't know, that's just a thought, but yeah, this is the peafowls. You know, they don't really require much. They just like a few things, and you know, they're pretty happy with it. But I think it looks good. Like the path kind of snakes through a little bit, so the guests get a nice look overall of the entire habitat. And oh, showing your feathers over there. Oh, well, I tried to click on it, clicked on the wrong thing. Well, there you go. Totally messed that up. So then you walk out here, then so we decided to do in this little space here. This is actually where I figured out you could use these like moss panels. Well, not that I figured out you could use them. I actually just remembered that they existed at all. So we decided to do this like elevated garden all around here, and then have the little sunken vending area here. And then we got some conservation boards, because, you know, I want to make sure the guests are getting nicely educated and whatnot. It looks pretty good. And then we have the gate into the flamingo habitat, and so there you go. You can see those panels all around on the ground, and I don't know about you guys, I think it looks awesome. I love the fact that the entire ground has this just like mossy green kind of grass look to it. You still get a little bit of the actual long grass terrain kind of peeking through, so I think it's cool. And like I said, the animals don't care because it doesn't count towards their plant coverage. So we just look at the whole thing. It's like, that looks great. I think it looks cool. And I don't know, we may be doing this more often now that I kind of learned or remembered that it's even a thing. Oh, it's so good. I love it. We also have a little staff area back here. So we have like a small keeper hut so they don't have to go too far to the next one, because it's all the way, I mean, it's not really that far. It's over here, you know, so they'd have to walk out there, go around this way, you know. This way they have like a nice quick spot to get to if they need to prepare some food. So we made like a fake like little schedules board here. Maybe this is like some sort of like you guys know that like chalkboard paint where you just paint on and you can just write on it. Also used the new little, this also came with the aquatic pack update, this little like clipboard piece. Definitely need more like backstage details like this in the game. I just think it's adds that like just extra little touch of realism, right? So yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is like the little backstage spot there, and we can look at this at nighttime, so you can see what it looks like at night. Of course, we have the area light up there for the ceiling, and then like the lighting in the habitats themselves are nice. It's not too much, it's not overstated, it's just enough, you know. Over here it's a little bit more lit up because this is more of like a little congregation area, so I want to make sure that the guests have plenty of light there. And then again, not too much lighting over here, but just enough you can still see. I think it turned out great. And if we come out here, so you can see what this looks like at nighttime, because we didn't see that yet, but you know, still got all the necessary street lights and everything going on. And then yeah, like I said, so we brought the mountain range around. You can see that there. And did more detailing with the partially frozen river. Still need to, we only went to about right here, so we need to bring it all the way over here, and actually all of this over here. So we need to do at least all of that. That all needs to be done. And other than that, that actually wraps up the bird section of Aurora Zoo, which is like crazy to me because it feels like we just started. I don't know about how you guys feel, but you know, we added the ostriches not too long ago, and then this was all empty. You know, the aquatic pack came out, so we added the penguins, and then we kind of left that area and we did this big expansion of the aquatic area. Actually, both of these areas came together really fast, because if you think about it, the aquatic pack came out in December, early December, so yeah, we got both of those areas. I mean, even though this is just an extension of the existing aquatic pack area, this is more or less a full area. So it all came together really quickly. And you know, not to mention we have this little section here that came together. So yeah, we have done a lot of expanding really quickly, but it's great. It's cool to see it like all come together, right? I think it looks so good. I need to adjust the heaters under here because, you know, I've talked about this before. I hate how on the roofs of these buildings, when you can see like the little circle heat there where it's melted the snow, I usually either reduce the radius of the heater or I sink it down enough to where the kind of like the heating area doesn't reach the roof. But yeah, I mean, Aurora Zoo is coming together nicely, but that brings me to the next area of our zoo, which was voted on by our community, and the next area is going to be a bear area, or bear section, whatever you want to call it. Never been good at naming stuff, but we're going to do that over here. This is going to be the next area. And right now we're actually holding our very first community competition or contest, whatever you want to call it, to build a bear habitat. So if you guys want to participate, you can do that. You have to join our Discord server. The link to join that is in the description below as well. But the winning habitat will get added to Aurora Zoo. So the only guidelines is, if you join the Discord server, you can get the details, but the only guidelines really are you can't do polar bears, and you can't do the Himalayan brown bear. And the reason for that, if you don't know, because in Aurora Zoo, we're only using animals that have a preference for warm temperatures. So the polar bears and Himalayan brown bear, they prefer cold temperatures, so those are the only ones you can't use, but the other ones are you're welcome to do. And yeah, if you decide to join in on the competition, we would love to see your entry. The deadline is February 20th, and on the live stream on February 21st, we're going to actually look at all the submissions on stream, and then we're going to have the community vote for the one they like best. So yeah, it should be, I'm excited about it. Like I said, it's our first community competition here at the Pixel Club, and I think it would be great fun. I'm looking forward to getting into a new area. It's always exciting, opens up all kinds of design possibilities. So I hope you guys are, even if you don't decide to join the competition, hopefully you're excited to start a new area. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.